While Tour de France race bikes are cool, their super low positions are possibly not the best for someone who spends 8 hours a day chained to their desk. Endurance bikes, though, have loads of a race bike's aero trickery with just a slightly taller front end. So you can have a comfortable and fast bike without needing a mile of spacers under your stem. Here are 6 of the best. The Canyon Endurace is arguably the defining endurance bike of this generation. It has been at the pointy end of development, bringing aero tube shapes and an integrated cockpit to the party while looking seriously good. And now, Canyon says it's faster than ever. Firstly, working with Swiss side, Canyon says the new Endurace saves 7 watts over the previous Endurace, measured at 45 kilometers per hour. All right, those are hardly real-world riding speeds for most of us, but we can all dream. In a slightly more sensible move, Canyon has increased the tyre clearance on the Endurace from 30 to 35 millimeters, allowing riders to get creative with what surfaces they ride on. So yes, this is a gravel bike now, I guess. Instead of providing mounts for an external bag, Canyon has integrated a small hatch in the new Endurace's top tube, which opens to reveal an internal storage compartment. Called load top tube storage, the system allows you to stow tools in the top tube inside a padded neoprene sleeve. Now, this is the first time road bikes from Canyon actually featured internal frame storage, and inside, the brand says that you can fit a Canyon 3-in-1 multi-tool along with some tubeless puncture repair tools. Now, the bike also gets the CP0018 Aero cockpit that was originally designed for the Aero race bike. So that's width and height adjustment built in for you. Prices range from the sensible to the lofty, and this is a bike that we think you should seriously consider. To say that the Allez has heritage is a bit of an understatement. The original steel bike was launched in 1981 and an aluminium version has been in the range for about 30 years. But the latest model did away with rim brakes, and it's fair to say this once racer has moved into endurance bike territory. A big advantage of the switch to disc brakes is the space for wider tyres. Now, while the old Allez E5 came fitted with 26mm tyres, there was only space for a 28. That was limited largely by the rim brakes. Now, however, it specialises boosted clearance so that you can fit 35mm tyres. Now, the bike that I tested had 30mm specialised road sport tyres fitted, which left plenty of space for mudguards. It is this clearance, rather than any clever carbon layup or aluminium alloy tube shaping, that will most affect the comfort of a road bike. The tyres, after all, are your only suspension on a rigid bike. And that's the crux of this bike. It's a comfy machine which would serve you very well for long rides in any weather, while also being suited to commutes. One to look at if your budget is tight. While the Fraser Group takeover of Wiggle CRC meant the Vitus brand has gone into something of a hibernation, the Venon is a bike that we'd really recommend looking at on used bike marketplaces. The frame set is full of cool features. You've got space for massive 45mm tyres if you want to head down the full comfort route, but the frame also has aero at its heart. Vitus has used slimmed down tube profiles that we first saw on the ZX1 Aero bike. The head tube is shaped to smoothly transition into the fork crown, and the integrated seat clamp is embedded in an aero-shaped junction. The seat tube's profile, like the down tube, is very much a truncated aerofoil. The Venon brings a sporty ride position that's really long. They've kept the steering quick, but bring big mile stability via a long wheelbase. This strikes a lovely balance between speed and comfort, making it one of the best endurance road bikes available. That's if you can find it. Lighter, comfier, and faster. That's the winning combination which saw the giant Defy Advanced Pro 2 take the title as our Bike of the Year in 2024. We'll start on the scales because weight, or the lack of it, is a standout feature. Now, Giant claims the Defy Advanced SL frame weighs a feathery 785 grams in a size medium, which is a very respectable 195 grams less than the previous range-topping Defy Advanced Pro. By our calculations, that still makes it one of the lightest endurance bike frames on the market. Out on the road, the Defy feels faster than ever, despite the geometry being largely unchanged from the previous two versions. Whether that's due to the 9mm reduction in front end stack height or the new slippery tube shapes and improvements to both wheel and tyre technology in recent years, it's hard to say. But you should definitely take a look at the Defy. It also helps that this is one of the best value endurance bikes on the market, but nothing can beat our next bike for value. Quite simply, if you want the best bang for your buck, get a Cube Attain. Like, look at this SLX model. A carbon frame with space for 34mm tyres, 105 Di2 Conti Grand Prix tyres, all for $2.5 grand. In 2025, that is fantastic value. We haven't actually reviewed one of these new ones yet, but the Attain is a firm favourite here at BikeRadar, thanks to a great balance of ride quality, sporty looks, and, as mentioned, value. So if I was looking for an endurance road bike in 2025, I'd be looking at this. Merida Scultura Advance offers comfort-orientated geometry, big tyre clearance, and mounts for mudguards. It's a bike that is designed to be ridden fast on a mix of surfaces, and given that it will take mudguards, we'd say it would serve you in a range of weather conditions too. In keeping with the current trends, the Scultura Endurance features some neat integration, with clever hidden cabling and a stealthy seat clamp. In a nice, albeit quirky touch, there's also a multi-tool mounted on the underside of the saddle. The Scultura Endurance hits the fine line between comfort and speed very well. A tall stack figure on the geometry chart might be off-putting, but if that means that you can slam the stem, then you'll have a bike that handles a lot better than one with a bunch of spacers. So if you want a bike that sits towards the comfort side of things, then there are few better than the Scultura Endurance. But what if you're striving for value in 2025? Well, once you've liked, commented and subscribed, you should definitely go and check out this video.